Your toddler is going to turn 6, and when they do, a door closes. Not forever, but the most important developmental window of their entire life quietly shuts. The years between birth and 6 are when your child's brain is more flexible, more absorbent, and more permanently shaped than it will ever be again. And most parents spend those years focused on the wrong things: the toys, the classes, the milestones. While the 10 things that actually matter, the things that determine who your child becomes, how they think, how they feel, how they handle the world, are happening quietly in the background of ordinary Tuesday mornings. Today, I am going to show you exactly what those 10 things are. And if your child is still under 6, you have time, but not as much as you think. In Japan, there is a parenting philosophy called ikigai, the idea that every person has a deep purpose and that the seeds of that purpose are planted in early childhood. Japanese parents are obsessed with the under 6 window, not because of academics, but because of character. They understand something the rest of the world is only beginning to catch up to, that what happens before age 6 does not just affect childhood. It shapes the entire human being. Here's the foundation before we get into the 10 things. The brain before age 6 is not a smaller version of an adult brain. It is a completely different kind of brain. It learns through experience, not instruction. It absorbs through feeling, not information. It builds through repetition, not explanation. Which means everything you do, everything you say, everything your toddler watches you do in these ordinary daily moments is going into the deepest part of who they are becoming. Not some of it, all of it. Thing 1, they need to hear no and survive it. Before age 6, your toddler needs to experience frustration, disappointment, and delayed gratification in safe, small doses. Not because you want them to suffer, but because the ability to tolerate no is one of the strongest predictors of emotional health, academic success, and relationship quality in adult life. Every time you hold a boundary with warmth, every time your toddler does not get what they want, and you help them through that feeling, you are building one of the most important skills they will ever have. Thing 2, they need to be bored. Boredom is not a problem to solve. It is a developmental necessity. When toddlers are bored, they are forced to generate their own ideas, create their own entertainment, use their imagination. That internal creative process builds problem solving, imagination, and the ability to self-motivate. Protect your toddler's boredom. It is building their mind. Thing 3, they need to see you regulate your emotions. Not perform calm, actually regulate. When you feel angry and you pause, breathe, and respond instead of react, your toddler's brain is watching and recording. When you say, "I am feeling frustrated right now, so I am going to take a moment," you are teaching emotional intelligence more powerfully than any book or program ever could. You are showing them that big feelings are survivable and manageable. That lesson will serve them for the rest of their life. Thing 4, they need physical risk. Climbing, jumping, falling, running, rolling. Physical risk in play before age 6 builds confidence, body awareness, risk assessment, and resilience. Toddlers who are never allowed to fall never learn how to get back up. Japanese kindergartens deliberately include physical challenge every day because a body that learns to navigate risk becomes a mind that can handle uncertainty. Let your toddler climb higher than feels comfortable. The scraped knees are worth it. Thing 5, they need real conversation, not performance. Ask your toddler real questions and wait for real answers. Not "what color is that?" but "what do you think would happen if?" Not "say thank you," but "how do you think that made them feel?" Real conversation before age 6 builds language, thinking, empathy, and the sense that their thoughts and opinions matter. A toddler who is genuinely listened to becomes a child who genuinely listens to others. Thing 6, they need unstructured play every single day. Not classes, not organized activities. Just free, unstructured play where they make the rules, choose the direction, and follow their own curiosity. This is how toddlers process their world, build social skills, develop imagination, and practice independence. Before age 6, unstructured play is not a break from learning. It is the most important learning that happens. Thing 7, they need to contribute to the family. Give your toddler real responsibilities. Setting the table, feeding the pet, helping with laundry. When a toddler contributes, they develop capability, belonging, and self-worth that no praise can create. They learn, I matter in this family. That identity becomes foundational. Thing 8, they need you to repair after conflict. You will lose your patience. You will snap. You will say something in frustration that you regret. What matters more than getting it right every time is what happens after you get it wrong. When you go back to your toddler and say, I am sorry I raised my voice, that was not okay. I love you. You are teaching them that relationships can survive rupture, that love is not conditional on perfection, that repair is always possible. That is one of the most important things a toddler can learn before age 6. Thing 9, they need you present more than they need you perfect. The research on this is consistent and clear. What toddlers need most is not stimulating activities or educational content. It is a present, responsive, emotionally available parent. Put the phone down, get on the floor, make eye contact. Follow their lead. 10 minutes of full, genuine presence does more for your toddler's development than an hour of distracted togetherness. You do not have to be a perfect parent before age 6. You have to be a present one. Thing 10, they need to hear, I believe in you more than I am proud of you. Before age 6, the language you use about your toddler's abilities shapes how they see themselves for decades. I believe in you builds internal confidence. I am proud of you builds performance for external approval. You worked so hard at that builds a growth mindset. You are so smart builds fear of failure. Choose your words carefully in these years. They are writing their own story about who they are, and you are holding the pen. So here is what I want you to sit with today. Your toddler is not behind. They are not broken. They are not difficult. They are in the most important developmental window of their entire life, and they need 10 things from you, none of which cost money, none of which require perfection, and all of which start today. Let them hear no. Let them be bored. Show them how to feel. Let them take risks. Have real conversations. Protect their free play. Give them responsibility. Repair after conflict. Be present. And tell them you believe in them every single day. Which of these 10 things hit you hardest today? Drop it in the comments below. I read every single one. And if this video made you stop and think, please share it with one parent whose toddler is still in this window. I will see you in the next one.